welcoming you all to the final day of the International Virtual Workshop on Soft Skills and Effective Classroom Management, jointly organized by Lavender Literary Club, Cape Comorin Trust, and Malaysian Industrial Relations and Human Resource Association. So, our first speaker is going to be Professor Dr. Balakrishnan Parasuraman. And to give a brief introduction about him, we have Nazanin Dwara, PhD Research Scholar, University of Cyberjaya, Malaysia, to give a brief introduction about him and be the moderator for this session. Passing over to you, Nazanin.
Thank you, Risha. Hi, everyone. My name is Nazanin. I'm the PhD student under the supervision of Prof. Dr. Bala. So I would like to start with a brief introduction of Prof. Bala, and then we can proceed with the session. So Prof. Bala has done his PhD in Australia, Masters in the field of IR and HR in Stirling, UK, and Bachelor in Social Science in US and Malaysia. Prof. Dr. Bala has 26 years of experience in university, 17 years in UMS, and 9 years and invited as a professor since 2013 at University Malaysia Kelantan as well. Prof. Bala is a founding president of Malaysia Industrial Relation Human Resource Association, MIRHA, since 2020. Prof. Bala is also the advisor of Bosa Young Investor UMK since 2021. Prof. Bala is the patron of Lavender Literary Club India as well. In addition to all this, Prof. Bala is also the adjunct professor of University of Cyberjaya, Malaysia, University of Science and Technology, as well as Master University in Malaysia. Prof. Bala is also a senior research fellow of a National Human Resource Center and Ministry of HR Malaysia as well. Till today, Prof. Bala has published around 18 books and over 200 articles. And lastly, Prof. Bala has also invited as a panel expert of TV and radio talk show on entrepreneurship, business, HR, and industrial relations as well. Hi, Prof. How are you? Thanks for giving me this opportunity to be the moderator of today's session.
Hi, Naza. Thank you very much for the extensive CV of me. Thank you. Thank you.
No
Thanks.
worries, Prof. Okay, so Prof, before we start, I'll be asking some questions from you, Prof, and then in between I'll be sharing the slides as well. There are some photos that the participants also can view, and we can get your opinion on the photos as well. Prof, can you see my screen now?
Not yet. Yeah, can.
Okay, so as everyone knows, the topic for today is about the soft skills. So Prof. Bala is going to discuss about the significance of soft skills and class management of HRM course before and during the COVID-19 pandemic in the era of digitization. And the case study of the University of Malaysia Kelantan. So I'm today's moderator, and here is what I've just said about Prof. Bala, a brief CV I've just said. Here is the more extensive one. And then, okay, so Prof, my first question from you is that, Prof, in your opinion, how do you perceive soft skills among university students before and during the COVID-19 pandemic?
Okay, thanks, Naza, for the questions. And I think, first of all, I'd like to thanks to Lavender Literary Club and also Cape Comorin Trust and also MIRHA inviting me for share some knowledge. And also thanks to Dr. Frank, Dr. Regina, also Dr. Ganesan, who's the person behind all these conferences. I think he was invited me, so he was with us now. And also I don't forget to Naza, who is my moderator for today, and Risha, you're the chairperson for today. So all of us actually started with a soft skill. So my before I start, maybe I would like to ask some of you can give opinion. Before audience maybe will engage with me. I don't know whether they. So my question is, soft skill must start from the womb, the mother's womb, or it should be started at the university level or college level. Can someone address to me? Again, my question, soft skill, is it started when the baby the mom carry the baby when the baby start grow in the womb, or it just started at the college or university? Can anyone give your ideas, please? Please.
Yeah,
Oh,
Dr. Bala, what I feel, sir, that your previous option is very much correct. So we can't say that it starts at a university or college level. Soft skills, as it is, they start from the very beginning itself, or even before the birth, as you pointed out rightly. It's what my opinion.
Okay, all right. Anyone? Any ideas?
Sir, good evening, sir. Shall I, sir?
Yeah. Right.
Yes, the baby may grasp something when the baby is in the womb of the mother, but it is difficult to get soft skills at the time. And when the baby is grown up, it observes the environment and it learns so many things. I think through education or observing the environment, the baby learns so many soft skills, sir. That's my opinion.
Okay, thanks, Dr. Pani. Aruna, just briefly.
Yes, Professor Bala, I think that the soft skills should start from the mother's womb.
Right.
I have a linkage with it because there's a saying that charity begins at home. So, and linking it with charity begins at home has a background with cultural background. So whatever inculcated attitude and cultural norms and values that child is born into that family, that child takes it along from infancy to university to professorship until he leaves this earth. So I think that soft skills should start from the womb.
Okay, thank you for three of you. I think if we start, I think many of us have opinion. My first question to address to Nazar, actually at this moment, I'm really, this year, I'm really reaching around 25 years at the university level. Of course, 3 years in the school. I was a high school teacher for 3 years before I moved to university. Yeah. All right. So all total years, actually 28 years. Of course, before that, I also teach a lot of primary, secondary students, personally, I mean, face to face or in the group. That was my passion to be teacher. So, and until now, I'm teaching. Okay. So coming back to the question, after I was more than 30 years in the teaching learning environment, I put most emphasis on the teaching and learning. Then I'll talk about application. Then I'll talk about consultation. Then I'll talk about other things. But my primary focus is actually teaching. In any countries in the world, they're depending on the talent. The talent is very important. I find that recently the talent is not given a very emphasis, rather than too much emphasis on some other things. Like, people talking about more on the application. Yes, important. I don't deny that. In fact, I already published almost 200 articles in journal, proceeding, books, and magazines, and many more, even newspaper and so on. That is my heart of need. But most important, okay. But come back to your question, Azhar, before and after. Yes, before the soft skill that I believe it was not just like you go and teach at the university level. It's wrong. It's a wrong concept because we have no time to teach how to speak English. I think Nazar agree with me. I cannot come and teach Nazar how to speak English, how to pronounce English, how to write. No, that's not my job. Secondly, I don't even have time to talk to you how to speak in public speaking. No, that's not my job. All right. And I also don't want you to come and teach you how to collect data in the library, at the library or whatever. That's not my job also. And I also don't want interact anything on you because I believe that is your job, not my job. That was my expectation. But what happened is, when they come to the university, I need to spend a lot of my time rather than to disseminate the knowledge. Like in my area is actually human resource management and labor studies. I should train the student, year 1, year 2, year 3, and year 4. Now you only year 3. To train them, to prepare them, and put them. Sorry, Nazar, I'm just, like to know all my participants, honorable participants, respected. I just back for my field work. I visited cooperative association, one of the biggest in Malaysia, Angkasa they call, located in Sabah. I'm now in Kota Kinabalu, Sabah, which is away from 2 hours flight from Kuala Lumpur to Kota Kinabalu. I have an official visit here. You know, Nazar, what happened, Nazar? I'd like to share, Nazar. My student, I was surprised when I entered the Angkasa, the office, 2 or 3 students just stand up, automatic stand up. They age around 35, some of them near 40. They just stand up and I was shocked. And they say, Prof, do you know me or not? I say, I don't know who they are. Prof, you teach me when I was in the University of Malaysia Sabah. And that's way back about 20 years back. And they come to me and they're really like, shake hand with me and they're very happy. Prof, very happy. You remember that you teach us in the class. What do you teach? They say. When I was asking them, I really forgot. But the moment I see the person, the face, I remember the face, young face. Okay, and we're all here, our friends here. I see the young face, and I remember the class, automatically my life go to the 20 years back in my class. And I asked them, what I teach you? Prof, you remember you teach us how to behave ourselves. Moral, respect, communication. You taught a lot of motivation to us. And today we are in what we are in position. We are all in the senior managers. Why this happened? Why 3? And then some of them, another person coming, Pro, you don't know me. I saw 3 of them came and I said, I want to take photo with you all. Tomorrow I'm going to tell the VC. I'm going to tell the VC of the University of Malaysia Sabah. Sir, look at it. You all done good job. So remember not, I teach in the class is already applied to the real world. And all of them get a job. None of them unemployed. No, none of them. Not only them, everywhere I go, the student come back to me. Few months ago, I met one of my student, early best student. I remember them. I go with them for swimming. I talk to them. They came back to me. They know all my family background. They're very friendly. At the time, I was very young. I just joined the university. And then he said, Prof, today I'm becoming a director of human resource in one of the top USA company in Penang. Prof, don't worry. Your student, whoever, I can help them. And I'm very proud to you. You become a judge. Today I'm actually a competition. And I'm presenting in front of you. I'm so proud about you, Prof. And I go to many places, labor department, everywhere I go, the student come back and recognize themselves. Why they remember you? Why? The reason that how you teach them is not publication. It's not the research. No, not because of that. Because you taught us the moment I touch their life. In fact, until now, I'm touching the life of students. I have no any intention in my heart, very clear. I don't have anything in my heart. I just teach them, sharing the knowledge, and come back to them. So Nazar, before, even after, I am as I am. The same Professor Bala, the same Mr. Bala until now. When I was 20 years ago, the student I met them, all are Mr. Bala. No PhD, nothing. I'm just ordinary person. I started with my no masters when I started, but they listened to me. Why they listen to me? Not because my doctorate, because they listen to what I'm in and imparting the knowledge to them. And not only that, I think you yourself, Nazar, you saw my own classmate. You know who them? I think you know that. Maybe you can explain a bit who they are. Nazar, can you say that? We met them. Who they are. And how's their relationship with me and him?
Yeah, me and Prof had to go for a fieldwork study last week on a project. So I was the research assistant and then to the Ministry of Human Resource, and we went to Malaysian Trade Union Congress. Then we met the president of the MTUC as well. So we met all these, I got to meet all these great people due to the network of Prof, and they were like really close, and it was such a great experience for me as well. Thank you.
Right. And I met my classmate. Today, my classmate is a DG, Director of General. I remember Nazar, he stand up next to me, DG, and I call Kamal, just by Kamal, and he called Bala. We are in the same class. And during the class, we both actually work very, very hard. We are not depending with our lecturers. No way depending on lecturers. We are very scared to see our lecturers. I believe Kamal and myself and Aminuddin and Samad Zamri and all of us are scared. Even we near to lecture also very scared. Even we go to the door of the lecture very scared. We always prepare in the class. And today, where we are now, I'm the professor, he's in the DG, and my another friend promoted assistant DG, and many of them. in my class, Dr. Ganesan. I think you are here, Dr. Ganesan. He's my junior. I
Yes,
remember,
yes.
Dr. Ganesan, can you tell about me how I am reacted when I was in university? What soft skill I have, and why we are very close now?
What to tell, Prof? Actually, you are such a wonderful guy at the University Science Malaysia during our undergraduate time. Very quiet, okay, very quiet, and you have a circle of friends. Not many friends, so only few friends compared to my group, which is very like active in many things. But anyway, that is the character. Started from University Science Malaysia in Penang. Then I think once you're posted to Sabah as a teacher, then became the lecturer at University Malaysia Sabah. Things change, and of course you have given a lot of motivation to other students, other friends. In fact, me, when I was doing my PhD at University Science Malaysia, you encouraged me a lot, motivate. That is the soft skill actually, in fact. Motivation, encouragement, indirectly actually, it not necessarily have to be, sorry, Prof, my camera, because got problem.
It's okay. It's okay.
Always, I like to on my camera. It's okay. So soft skill is actually, sometimes you cannot see it, but it's there, like thinking skill, emotional intelligence, and other aspects of it. Motivation is one part of it. Indirect motivation, extrinsic or intrinsic motivation, it will come from a person that who really have achieved many things. That's you, Prof, actually. Many people admire you, and now I think most of your friends during your undergraduate, they have high respect on you, because you start to appear in Malaysian television, TV, many channels regarding human resource and so on. So it's very important. Prof, while you are speaking, Prof, I already I want to message you something in the WhatsApp. Please read it, because I cannot share in the Google Meet.
Okay.
I'm messaging, Prof. Just look through, and then you hope you know what I mean in the message later. Please, Prof.
Okay.
Okay, Prof. You can carry on with Nazarin as the coordinator, not coordinator, moderator. All right, Prof.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Ganesan. Okay, I start with some of introduction. Why I say that, I want to see the real, like friend. Like Dr. Ganesan is my friend. We are just, I'm the senior, he's a junior. We become friends. I say my classmate, and I said about my students who are really successful, and maybe here also I got some student. Actually, one of them is Nazar also. Nazar, can you say something about how I started with you? And you're not in my university, but another university, because I jumped person. So how do you feel, and how you improve your soft skill? I think you was very low profile. Am I right? And I can see that you already give up your PhD. You told me many times, Prof, if I didn't see you, I'm give up. I won't be continue at this. So anything you want to share with us? Right.
Yeah. First of all, thank you, Prof. And yes, for me, it wasn't easy to start PhD because of contrast. I was like quite young and with no experience doing this PhD program. So, but then when I met Prof after like almost a few months after I joined the program, I met Prof and he became my co-supervisor. And then from that day till today, he has been motivating me every day that I can do it and everything. And I could actually successfully pass my proposal defense without any major corrections. And I really appreciate that, Prof. Yes, I was, I mean, I am still like not that socialized, but like since I met Prof, I've been learning a lot on how to be like a real adult, how to be in the real academic world. Thank you a lot.
Okay, thanks.
One more, Prof. I wanted to share also the motivation you give to publication. The word publish or perish. from our former professor, right, Kasim Ahmad,
Yeah. True.
University Sabah.
Yes,
So
yes. My boss.
this encouraged me to publish articles in high impact journals. In fact, as you know, Prof, 2020, I published 15 articles.
Yeah,
Last
true.
year, 12. This year, coming soon. It's all soft skill motivation from people who we admire, we respect, in the good purpose in the academic world. In fact, not only Prof, anybody that contribute a lot in the academic world, we should admire and we should, try to follow their steps, okay, for the academic world, or research, publication, or whatever it is. Prof, you got my message, my WhatsApp message?
Yeah, got already.
Okay, I hope you already ready now. Okay, all right. Okay, Prof,
Okay.
I think I have to leave now because I got a class at 9
Oh,
p.m.
okay, thank.
Maybe later I'll try to come in, later.
Yeah, every
Okay,
time
Prof,
I mention about you, all the congress, you are the man behind for this congress.
for this youth conference, couldn't make it because of some,
Yeah, I know. We
personal
understand.
matters, Prof.
All
Okay.
right.
Okay, thank
Okay,
you very
no
much, Prof. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, we
Thank
understand.
you. Alright.
Okay, so and this section, I'm sorry for all the participants. We need to interact because it's really soft skill. So, likewise, Dr. Ganesan mentioned about me. I'm very low profile and I'm scared to see people. I started that kind of environment, and then Atinaza also mentioned that you also scared, and we all come from that. And even my life even worse. When I was a young. In a school time, the teacher only scolded when he only beat. That's all they do. No motivation. When I went to school, primary, only beat only. That's all I know. Because he said you are the last in the class. You cannot read, cannot do. And then finally he said to me one day, you are not qualified to be a continuous study. I will put you outside and you go and do the agriculture like your parents. And my father is a lorry driver. My mother is a rubber tapper at that time. My mother was a high regards on earth, putting in the English school and middle school, that situation. And then until one day my sister came in, look at me, what are you doing in outside? It's a noon time. Then I was so young at that time, I don't know, I was only standard 2, about 9 years old. And I don't know anything because I was still a young boy, I don't know anything. And then my sister was so angry and went back to the teacher and said, why you have done to my brother like that? And I don't know, so brave my sister at that time. The teacher said, no, your brother is very good. You go to the agriculture. Follow your mom. You cannot study one. So all the time, my sister was very take the revenge. Revenge is a good one, no bad one. I will make sure that my brother will be someone in society, and she was not very happy what's happening. And then finally, so that's how I grow. I'm scared to see people. That's what the organization said. I'm really. I got few friends, no friend, but I'm so scared to talk to people and so on. And I think there's one time my sister motivated me a lot from the young age. No, you have to go to university, and I don't know about all that. And one day she changed my life. I said, the whole family put regards on you. Can you do that or not? To bring a good name to our family, and my mom and dad put the high regard on even my elder sister. So the family want you to go to university. That's what you have to do. And I will teach. So she's the one actually, my guru, my teacher at home, and she put a timetable and so on, and then she always motivate. So the positive word make me today, I am. And then I was guided by my sister all the time. And then, of course, he put the religious more on me, to respect, to love, and all this, word. So I started like that kind of environment. So very terrible situation, but I thank to Almighty God, who also looking at my good values, virtues, then I start. So now I don't want all my kids same like me. I always motivate them, even until when I was school time, even I saw all my school students still remember me. Sometimes I was like scolded them, but it's not scolded. It's actually from bottom of my heart, I help them. So I help a lot of my students. I spend a lot of my money to them, and also, give them the best for them, because I don't want it happen to me or happen to them. So I come out my life because I got a lot of motivator from other countries, like late Professor Kachalian. And that's the time I start look at him as like my father. And he look at me like my son. So I call dad and mom, because they're both professors in Philippine University, one of the top university, and they appeared in my life. And one day, I was presenting. I don't know if a doctor. I don't know if I just got a master's. That's all. One day they said, "Bala, you have to go up and speak." I said, "That I cannot. Sorry to me, I cannot." No. You go. I'm standing in front of you. And there were 600 people sitting on the big congress, attended by top lawyers, HR managers, and so on. I still remember 1999, something like that. And you motivate me. And I go up on the stage. First time I reading the script at the beginning, I reading, and and then when I come back, he said, "You well done, well done, good job." So he gave me a lot of positive. Then after that, I met another my late I can say father, also Professor Luis Sapreso, who is from Latin America, Group of Industrial Relations. He's the president of world president for industrial relation, but later he also father of IR Latin America. And he also like my father at that time. I traveled to Latin America, and he invited me, and he always go anywhere, I'll follow him. And he really admired me and said, "Bala, you are really someone that I saw everywhere, and I think you got potential to do." And he motivate me.
That's all right.
So sometimes he also asked me to write, and also a lot of people, not only my supervisor, most of them passed away, all my gurus, everything. But remember that positive motivation, Nazar, is very, very important. If I can say you fail, Nazar. I'm the fail. But I never do that. I think in my life, you can do it. You can do it. And I was sitting in front, look at your presentation. And I was so happy to see that you present very, very well. And during the meeting on the comment made by the examiners, I was so happy together with Tong. She also done a very good job. So, and I see both of you put a lot of effort and finally do that. So before and after is the same for me. Only thing that before I see them face to face, after I cannot see them, I still can see them because I talk to them like what I do now. I still open the computer, I talk to them, and I think the soft skill even much closer with me. But only thing that the student may be very hard to adapt to coming to semester now. They're coming back next week or the week after. I think I have a big problem to adapt them. So a little bit a briefing, although it's longer, but that's how the soft skill I myself and my student we come out in our life. So the kids always need the positive. That's why when in the womb, the mother may say positive. You can do it. You can do it. You do this. You don't do the bad things. You respect your parents. Respect your elders and so many things. So that's how the child will grow, and that's how the child will reshape. That's how the child will be one day be someone else. So today you can see I can talk in front of 1,000 people, even millions of people. I talk in TV live show without any preparation. On the spot, I'll speak. Millions of people listening to my talk in most of the TV show. And until now, there's no comment made by anyone. In fact, Nazar, I think all my distinct participants here, lecturers, Prime Minister listened to us, and few policy in the country, he listened to my advice and he taking into the action. So what I mean that you have to come out from outside the box. You need to be communicate with everyone in the world. Doesn't matter who am I, we are not put our status, our education background. We are just human beings. So human to human touch is very important. Okay, Nazar, thanks.
Thanks a lot, Prof, for the great sharings of the stories and the experience. It was really enjoyable and informative. Okay, so Prof, my next question is that as we all know, COVID impacted our lives. We can say in positive ways and also negative ways as well. So, Prof, from your observation during the COVID-19 pandemic, which type of soft skills were dominant? And also, from your perspective again, Prof, which soft skills should be improved among the university students?
Oh, so this question direct to during the COVID, Okay. In fact, to me, when it comes to teaching and learning, okay, the two different aspects, okay, this come under curriculum development or the contextual issues. Teach one thing, learning is one thing. All right. So when you teach, somebody must learn. That's why teaching and learning. Okay. So if you teach and nobody learn, there's something wrong, that they have to reflect back yourself. And of course, teaching and learning, there will be more embedded with the soft skill. Soft skill is not something that you teach. For example, I cannot teach whether to respect me. Cannot. It must come in naturally from your heart, from your background, maybe from your parents. Okay, your parents already taught like that, and that's why it come like that. Naturally will come. So during the COVID-19, what I feel that there's no human touch a lot. Many lecturers turn off the computer. Even now, you see, many people turn off their camera. I cannot see them. So when I cannot see them, there's no touching happening between teaching and learning. But of course, the expectation of the university or expectation of the what we call from the higher learning institution, that you need to teach them and you need to complete their need. So you look at this picture. I think most of my media friends here look at this picture. This is how I communicate with them. I have two computers. In the beginning, I don't know what is a Zoom, what is a Microsoft Team, what is a Google Meet, what is all these platforms. I don't know. I only know Facebook and YouTube. All right. So when I start learning this, it takes some time because I come from the traditional method of teaching. Of course, I'm using PowerPoint and so on. But to adapt to the learning technique, the latest one is actually take some time. But I quickly learn. I want to learn. I want to know. I make a mistake during the time of set up the things. And slowly, I adapt to myself how to communicate with these people. And you can see from the picture, I asked students turn on the computer. So I got two computers. One is using presentation. Another computer, I can see their face. So we are more interactive, like we can talking to them, we interact with them, they smile. Only thing we cannot touch. And I see the laugh, the thing. So a lot of students engage with us, and I see them. Sometimes I saw them. Wow, you're so great today. And I see them. Everybody like very close, comparable to my math class. Before the COVID, I have 100 students, 200 students. I look at this picture. It's quite congested. So when I teach, I see the face of student. So that's not the previous one. If you see that the other picture, that's during the learning COVID-19. So the teaching learning almost same. There's no difference. Only different that we cannot say near to them. Normally, my classroom, after the class, the student come back to me and ask some questions. Or they come to my room, ask some questions, and are giving some kind of explanation. But during this time, of course, students come back by through the digital. So the fundamental soft skill that students learn actually how to design their presentation. First of all, they can design the poster so nice. All right, the poster they design so attractive. The poster they design is really valuable for the presenters and also for the lecturers. And that's one thing I know. So they're very creative, and this one never happened before the COVID-19. Because COVID-19, they just come in the group of students, they send the name list, that's all. But during the maybe Nazar, do you have the poster the student developed? So during the COVID-19, I told them, you have free to design, whatever design. So they come back with all nice design posters. And you can see that indirectly, we can know their creativity and their innovative already impacted during the assignment preparation. And second, everybody exciting to come and present their presentation. So, lively. Some of them put songs, some do music in background, and some of them, they are like, wow, they do a lot of things. Thirdly, I can see that they are actually more and more engaging with us, especially with me. So although I'm somewhere else, I can be in Kuala Lumpur, I can be in Kota Baru. Even now, I'm in Kota Kinabalu. And I think Dr. Tilaga will just join, I think, from USA. Hi, Dr. Tilaga. You are from USA, I'm right? All right. So, and, we are sitting in the different part of the world. And Dr. Tilaga, are you there? What time in USA? What time?
It's about 8:40, I think. Let me see my camera.
Morning. Is it morning or morning?
Yeah, it's morning. Yeah,
Alright.
it's 909. Sorry.
Okay, is it cold or hot
Yeah,
now?
it's cold. Temperature right now is about 9 degrees.
All right, you can have the same weather in Kota Kinabalu. Today was raining, drizzling. When I was sitting on the Starbucks in this afternoon, 2 o'clock, I saw the weather that drizzling, the rain very slow. And I remember back when I was in Europe, when I started doing my work. So it's very nice weather in Kota Kinabalu at this moment. Okay. Okay. So you can see that, the environment, I think you can adjust to any environment. You can do your nice background. You can change the background and all this. So the student actually, I can say that they like to engage, but of course the engagement to us not that if compared to COVID-19, because COVID-19 I can go to near to them. I go near to them, I can talk to them, and I can I can discuss with them. So all these soft skills actually very important during the time of COVID-19. And I think the same thing goes to I think most of our academics here, because all of you went through the same situation, but different environment. And another thing that the soft skill that I can say that a student in IT knowledge, IT, one of my student or 2-3 of them, they can control Microsoft Teams in very advanced, which I don't know. I learned from them. So most of the thing I learned from them. Humbly, I asked them, can you teach me this? And they teach me. And they can make recording, they can make this, they can make, so that's one thing. The other thing, I think Nazar, you also involved, right? Where they organize international conference in human resource management. My class is in HR, right? So those days, to bring HR expert from overseas to here costs a lot money. One speakers come from Hong Kong, and to here, it will cost about more than 10,000. And invite them, not that easy. You have to pay money for them. And like Dr. Tilaka, all the way down USA, to come to Malaysia to present will take maybe few $100,000 to bring you here and start to. But what happened is, during the final presentation, this is a wonderful, I'd like to share with all of you, how they organize. Those days, the seminar only done in the class. We may invite some speaker from the local context, maybe due to the cost of budget, and space. We need a space. So, but this seminar, you can see from the poster, the design, all designed by our student. Look at the poster, the design. Every semester during the COVID-19, 2020 until now, I'm organizing a national and international conference. So this year, you can see one of the center picture, Tan Sri, Yang Bahagia Tan Sri, Professor Emeritus Dr. Anwar Ali. He is actually Chancellor of Cyberjaya University where Nazar come from, and I was a adjunct professor. To bring Tan Sri to UMK, we need to pay more. First class. We have to booking first class business class for him, and we book the hotel, and we have to pay money. Okay, but no, with my good contact, I can just talk to Tan Sri. Nothing, no very protocol, no bureaucracy, nothing. Tan Sri say, I will come. And Tan Sri have from 40 years experience as a president of, he is now Cyberjaya Chancellor. Before that, he was president of Open University Malaysia. He was more than 20 years a vice chancellor of University Kebangsaan Malaysia, which is the #2 university in Malaysia. And he was sitting on the higher education, and he was in the many platform, and he's economist. So to get him to here, not that easy. I brought him, and he shared the knowledge to our students freely, no any cost. Another thing, we already have engagement with the ASEAN HRM, another professional body in Hong Kong, and they appointed me as one of the committee, national committee, international committee, and also in Malaysia, I became advisor for ASEAN HRM. ASEAN HRM is a comprise all the HR directors and managers. So you can see in this picture, there are 3 or 4 prominent HR director came to give their talk to our student. One of them from Telecom. Telecom is the biggest company in Malaysia. They call German link companies. Another one from Honda. Okay, Honda Malaysia, vice president of Zone. So you can see a lot of consultants came in, and none of them I pay. No. And the student actually done everything, not me. They're the one write letter to them. They're the one actually bringing them to here, and I only give communication. So when these people come to our class during the COVID, they all admire our student. They all starting talk to me. Prof Bala, can you send some student for our job? for job opening that we are going to offer job for them. They are all super student, they say. And some of them, my own student, PhD and masters, I easily bring them. They are already in industry. They are in the big, firm, working in a big firm. So you can see that interaction between my postgraduate, PhD, master students, and with the network that I have. So first of all, we save the cost of space. We can bring 200 students in one class. I can bring 200 students in this platform, maybe 1,000. Secondly, there's no cost, zero cost to bringing them to our to our Malaysia. No cost, nothing. And then you can bring them anytime, anywhere. So you can see that. So this is a valuable that I see in during COVID-19, and I believe hybrid teaching is very, very important. We need to continue hybrid teaching. Maybe we can have like 60%.
I don't have an answer for that.
So we can have a 60% like online teaching, 40% maybe have face-to-face. And I believe face-to-face teaching no more like classroom teaching the syllabus. No. Face-to-face is more to interaction with them. Put them in small group, let them discuss, let them ask. I think yesterday I asked one question to Professor Naga, Dr. Naga. I saying to Dr. Naga, Asian values, they don't like to talk. Asian values like to be very shy. They have put themselves outside. So if you do that kind of thing, because they already grow in the family like that, they don't question anyone. They feel that no respect. So what we can do now after this post-COVID, I believe that, and I think all the universities around the world must change their mindset. Student cannot be full-time face-to-face. I really suggested 60-40, the most 70-30. And the 30%, they come to class, they're just sitting there, just relax themselves. So you can see they can do well. So they can do well, they can do by themselves. So these students actually all excellent for me. If they can come to university, we need to tackle their talent. I always look at the talent. Who have different kind of talent, I put that. But of course, our students cannot cope with these fast track changes. They cannot cope. They give up. So those give up students, we need to mentoring them. So mentor is very, very important. So actually, Nazar, during the time of COVID-19, I mentor a lot of students. And sometimes after slightly the MCO, movement control order lift out, I go and see them. Sometimes I met them in Starbucks, whatever. I try to communicate with them. Along the way, some students will follow you, some will not follow you. It's their choice. Choices up to you. Any student follow myself, and until the end, they can see the success story. Those students halfway give up, I can't do anything. So that is a scenario, what I'm trying to say. Okay.
Thank you so much, Prof, for the great sharing. So as you said, Prof, I mean, in Malaysia, it is still like we're still having like hybrid learning, maybe like 60% physical or 40% online or vice versa. So I think the cultivation of soft skills in the era of IR 4.0 and digitalization will continue to impact the teaching and learning in general. So Prof, from your opinion, what is your opinion, Prof, like on the embedment or the separation of soft skills? Should we separately learn them, or it has to be along the, I don't know, maybe we learn during the university time, during the classes, or at the workplace? What is your opinion, Prof?
Okay, before I go on to discuss this, I would like to ask the audience, just now I throw my idea, can I come back to the question later to you? I like to ask our audience here, what is your opinion that I posted, I actually challenged to all the universities around the world that teaching must be not 100% face-to-face. No, not physical 100%. I think the most can go 60-40 or 70-40. I mean, something like that. So I'd like to ask your opinion. You are here. So can you give your opinion on this or not? Anybody can start first. So you are going to suggest totally 100%? Or you're going to have a half-half? Or you're going to have a like 60-40 or whatever formula? Can you give opinion? I mean, after post-COVID. Anyone?
Sir, I think 70-30 ratio should be fine enough in my opinion. 70% should be face-to-face and 25 to 30% should be online. That would be a good sort of big thing. That's what I feel, sir.
Oh, you're talking, Doctor, 30% is online, am I right?
Yes, correct,
Oh,
correct.
70%. Oh, it's okay for me. Doesn't matter, Dr. Pawan. Doesn't matter as long as don't 100% face to face, because the student is okay. Thank you, Dr. Pawan. Any other opinion? Maybe Dr. Tilaka from USA. What's happening now in USA now under post-COVID?
So this is depending on the program as well as depending on the level. If you are teaching the bachelor's program, undergraduates, they feel they need support from the university. They cannot manage their time. If you put online learning, because a lot of learning becomes very on their own. So they don't want to have a lot of learning imposed on them. They want to be in the classroom and they want to discuss, they want to listen to the professor, they want to also be part of they like socialization, they want their peers. So they don't want to learn in isolation. So all our undergraduate program in majority of the universities in the United States, we have already returned 100% in person. Only if your program is online courses, then that's different. And usually that's at the graduate level, because graduate students have already experienced the undergraduate program. They've already experienced the college life. So for young kids around the age of 18, 19, 20, socialization is very important. And they want to be in the classroom. They don't want, we have already done the survey. They dislike online classes because the learning falls on them.
Okay, thanks, Dr. Telega. You saying that USA. Okay, so I think it's a good idea. I think what you said, that everybody come back. Yeah, we also ask the student come back home.
Yeah.
But this actually, I'm throwing this idea. It's good also we discuss from American perspective, and maybe some of you from here, any other opinion? Oh, Aruna, you want to give opinion, please?
Yes, Dr. Bala, thank you for your presentation so far, your advice and everything. I really learn a lot when I listen to you. From the question you asked, it could come from different angles. We could tackle it from different angles, because no condition is permanent, and we need to adjust and adapt to an unforeseen emergencies. That applies to lecturers, students, and faculty. So the angle that I'm coming from, it depends. There are three types of learners. There are visual learners, auditory learners, and we have both visual and auditory learners. So when COVID came, it was a perfect time for some type of learners that they were cool with it. And then some type of learners were suffering during COVID time. So I think that what faculties should take into consideration is all these three types of learners. And then also the condition at which the lecturer is in. Some of the lecturers cannot be able to tell faculty exactly the challenges they are facing, because sometimes they may be laid off. And during COVID time, we all realize that some lecturers have been laid off in the US, and there's high attrition rate. A lot of lecturers are at home now. Maybe they are now recouping and then getting them back, but a lot of lecturers are at home now. And if you are not a scholar, you don't have any extra thing doing, it becomes a very big burden on you. So I think that the world should look at it from different angles to approach it. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, Rona. Okay, we can start answering your Nazar, your question. Okay, come back to. Okay, thanks for the interaction. It is what we call soft skill. All right, and I think some of you giving your opinion. It's good. It's an open discussion. Very good. And there will be pro, there will be contra. Okay, because I'm talking from my own experience, how things happen. So yes, they need socialization and so on, but they need to be redefine the way of teaching after COVID-19. Okay, and what is expectation, and then Aruna also raise up from the young student perspective, that there will be a lot of change happen. Okay, come back to the question of that. So embedded or separation, all right? So to me, you cannot teach soft skill. Many universities actually today, the government taught soft skill separately. Example, you go to the language center or you go to Center for Human Development, whatever center at the university, they're going to teach like communication. What is your communication and how to communication, define the techniques and so on. I was okay, fine for me, fine, but it didn't work out on that way. Or you teach about moral education. Okay, fine. The student come to class, they learn, but it won't work that way. So in my own experience for 28 years, I was in teaching line, even more, and because I'm teaching from primary school, I was actually teaching like tuition. Secondary school, of course, I was teacher, and then also university degree, and of course masters. I teach DBA, MBA, masters, and I also supervise student, master student, adult, the young one, even DBA, even student like adult student, and also PhD. So from my experience was experienced in this field, I believe that the soft skill must come embedded through that. So when I teach, my class always full of motivation. Example, I teach about performance appraisal. I will teach first my slide. Actually, I don't teach my slide. Actually, I don't like slide also. There's no PowerPoint. Although name PowerPoint, PPT, there's no power. Those days, my lecturers come to class, no nothing. They just come without pen or without anything, like come here, no PowerPoint, nothing. They sit on the chair, they just talk. And they ask questions. And we discuss. And we prepared, well prepared before we go to class, well prepared. I remember I have to go to library, I have to do my study, even though the subject matter will be different in the classroom, but I have to prepare because I know the syllabus. And any time around, the lecturer will ask questions. And we are very, very worried that if lecturer asks and cannot answer, that's the time we feel that we have failed in the class. And we have failed to respect our lecturers, honorable lecturers. I respect all of them. Doesn't matter who they are, what their background, it doesn't matter. I have actually professor from United States teach me at that time. I also got professor from other countries, teachers, and also different female or male, it doesn't matter. And as a student, I make sure that I am occupied with my knowledge before I go. So most lecturers embedded. So in my classroom, I embedded. I never teach separately communication. No. On the way, on the spot, I will ask students to stand up or speak something, but I then never demoralize. I always take and never demoralize student in front of student. I will never say bad thing about student. No, I never do that. I will do that when I bring them to my room. I done that. One of my students. I just share with you all. When I was in the University of Malaysia, Kelantan, I just came from Sabah to another state. And this student taking marketing class, and this is full of different races was there. And one of the students start disturbing me. He knows I'm professor. Before I start the class, he start making a lot of different actions. And I know that they all are surrounding by all the girls. I think the girls like you very much because the guy very handsome guy. Okay, so most of the girls surrounding by him. So when I say something about him, they're very angry with me. I don't care. So first class I say, I leave it to him. Second class I come in, he do the same thing. Again, it's really disturb my class. I cannot concentrate with other students. I have about almost 100 students. Then I found something. What I do for him. He needs something. Then because I take psychological education in my diploma in education. So I know there will be something happening to his life. All right. So one day I say, please come to my room. It was very mixed marriage. It's actually the father is a Filipino, the mother is I think Indian. I'm not sure. I think good family, but something happened. So I came back to my room. I never say anything. I never do. He was telling all the nonsense in the class, and sometimes he demoralized me also. And I feel I control myself. I said to myself, no, I do something. Yes, something's important. This is talking about soft skill. So I come to my room. He came to my room. I locked the door and sat down. I said, sit now. We both sitting up. So what's the problem? Well, what do you want to try to say? And he gets quiet, totally quiet. And I say to him, I give two options to you now. Just two options. You want to stay with me? Stay with me. And listen to me what I say. We discuss together. If not, you go up from room. I will tell the university you drop out my class. And when you drop from my class, you have big problem. Then you'll be putting in the discipline action. So all this, I play psychology, reverse psychology, I said reverse psychology, okay? And you are sitting there. After that, he start crying. I say, why? He start crying in front of me. And I say, Prof, I have some problem with my family. I'm going through some turbulence in my life. And you know, all this issue he raised up. I don't tell on personal on that. And I was so pity on him and sympathize on him. And then I call him, I hug him. I said, you are like my son, okay? I treat you like that. So today onward, you follow me. You just follow what I'm saying. I'm here to listen to you. You don't worry. Anything coming. 360 degree, it changed. It changed. You know, when he in my class, he respect me. He very quiet. The last moment he left the class, finishing his degree, he came back to me. Prof, you teach me the good values to me. I understand that. So you imagine why I try to do this. It's happening during the class. So I, as a teacher, I as a professor, I have to see everybody. Okay. So 1,000 students I teach, thousands of problems I face. There's another case I'm just sharing with you all. I was at high school, also related to soft skill. It was in Form 3. Yeah, I'm not sure what they call in other countries. We call below 2 years O level, Form 3. This was in Sabah. And this student actually mostly come very elder age to come to class. So he's supposed to be 15 years old, but he already 17 years old. And because they come late to school. I don't know about that. I thought he's 15 years boy. So I just talked to, they're very young. I need to teach them, a bit rough and so on. And then he was so angry, he wanted to fight with me. And because it's adolescent, adolescent means he's 17 years old. So he can accept because I'm very old boy. I thought he's a 15 years boy. So 15 years boy, like, we still can control. So he start very angry. He want to fight with me. So I quiet, both was standing in front. I said, why you do that? Sir, do you know what is my age? I said, I don't know, because you're my Form 3 class. Sir, I'm 70 years old. Oh, the moment I know that, I really don't know that. He was very angry with me. No, he's fierce, change. He really want to fight. I stopped one. I play reverse psychology. I said to him, if you want to follow me, just change your behavior and start follow me. If you want to hit me, please come. Now I allow you to come hit me, beat me. Come, please do that. But the moment you touch my body, you out from the school. They were set from the school. You out. Totally tomorrow you cannot come to school. Which one you want? You want to follow my advice or you want to go? And he just quiet, completely quiet, and completely come apology to me. Sir, I'm very sorry. And one day I saw in the university, he came to me and tell me, Prof, do you know you teach me English last time? Yes, I know. I'm the one, your student. Now I'm in your class. And I already came to university and he said, thanks to me. Prof, you done that. So that's the thing that I gone through a lot experience in my life. So Nazar, I think it's not easy to be teacher. Yes, I can be professor, but I always be teacher. Forever in my life, I teacher. Even until the end of my life, I die as a teacher. Teacher and professor totally different. Professor is a scholar. I also acting as scholar. I also teaching many people around the world. I've been travel all over the world. I've been even another 2 weeks from now, I'm going back to Indonesia. I was University Indonesia visiting professor for last almost 14 years. Every year I go to Indonesia. And University Indonesia one of the top university. I teach students in Indonesia, degree and masters, even PhD. And totally different environment. I love them in Korea, one of the big growth students. I asked them in Korea, have you been to overseas to explore yourself? They said no. Then I said, it's a time for you to go explore yourself. So then they realized that how important to go abroad and to learn many things. And they accept my idea. Yes, Prof, we will go. So I said, your country is you have best in the world, Samsung, Hyundai, LG, all the best Samsung, but you keep your product in only your country. Yes, your country already make a big name. I've been to Myanmar. I saw big signboard on Samsung. I've been to Dubai. I saw Samsung. I've been to USA. I saw everything I saw. Why? Because you will put the hard work. But you yourself stay here. So better go to other countries and learn. And when you learn a lot of things and you start appreciate other people's culture and norms, that is a soft skill. So to me, it's my embedded. You cannot separate it. And that's why my question start posting you all where to start. Actually, start from the womb. And myself, start from my sister. And she's the one teach me the value of education, value of respect, value of appreciation, value of the, everything come together, teamwork, friendship, everything. And she start putting all this. And I follow. 100% I follow her. I say in Tamil we call Akka. Akka, I follow you. Without you, I can't go my life. So until now, I really respect. I always tell her, without you, I achieve in this life. And I told myself, I have to bring the good name to my family, to my country, and also to the world. And I've done that. I already bring the good value for my family and also for the country. I'm sitting on the minimum wage. I'm also sitting on the many labor policy. And until today, I'm still talking about good labor policy, not only Malaysia, around the world. In fact, I always go to Indonesia. In fact, next I'll go to India also to share the knowledge. And next year I'm going to USA to attend the biggest Congress, Dr. Tilaga, in New York, in Cornell. I'll be going as invited speaker there to meet all my professors around the world who I met for 20 years. So next year we're holding the biggest World Congress in Cornell University, and we're bringing Malaysia to the top 10 to bring to ASEAN Congress to Malaysia. So first time Malaysia going to organize, and I hope that with Mirha that you all see that Mirha going to organize this. So why I have this passion? I don't keep my knowledge with me. I also share to everyone in the world. So Nazar, I think my question is but I want to ask also our audience. We agree soft skill is embedded or separation when you teach in the college or university or school. Can someone give your opinion, please? Anyone?
Sir, could you please repeat the question kindly?
Oh, Dr. Pawan, my question is Dr. Pawan, is it soft skill? When you teach soft skill, is it embedded in the curriculum? Let's say I'm teaching HRM. I also teaching them communication skill, also teaching them moral value, ethics, or you teach separately. Like the student go to another class, they take about ethics and moral, like that. So which model you prefer?
Sir, I think the first model would be much more appropriate, taking all together separately and going for the teaching the soft skill or training them may not be much more appropriate as per my opinion. It must be embedded along with the other the curriculum. That's what I feel, sir. And it would prove beneficial in more than one way when we are imparting certain instructions, and along with that we are grooming them also.
All right. Okay. So you have both ideas, huh? Okay. Good. All right. So anyone? Aruna,
I agree with Dr. Bharadwaj.
Dr. Tilagan?
Yeah, I agree with Dr. Bharadwaj. You have to have both embedded and separation or in isolation, because for instance, in my college, students do have to take communication skills courses, as well as whatever they have learned there is also translated in the curriculum that we are teaching. So for example, if we are training nurses, because we need to teach nurses, like how do you communicate with patients? How do you manage your time with each patient that you work with? And so how do you work with your colleagues? So this is something we actually have a new concept we call interprofessional education. So besides working with people within your discipline or your field, we also want to make sure that you are trained in soft skills. How do you work with colleagues or peers from different disciplines so that you are able to work with one another without having any miscommunication in that sense? So soft skills actually become very important. So we do provide courses at our college where you have the communication courses that you need to take. There are several, as well as whatever you've learned is embedded in the curriculum, in the classes that we are teaching. So it's together.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. So yeah, there'll be pro and contra. It doesn't matter. All right. So everyone have their own way of teaching. So to me, I apply this whole throughout my teaching. I embedded the soft skill into the class, and then the way I do that is actually from the assignment they do. So and also project work, and I believe I'd like to share here. That was first year. Always first year student, they see that you can't do a bigger project. You have to go through very basic foundation, something very preliminary. But I challenged them. I said, you can do that. Why you say cannot? So they're able to do that. In the first year itself, they went out and do some field work. In fact, they're calling the TV channel to bring back to the university, and we organized a big forum, and that's how it become policy in the country today, which is I think we call minimum wage policy, which is a long time way back. We are not introduced, we are not ratified the ILO convention, and until the student did that, they went back and do a lot of forum. So that was the first year student, and I see they go second year and third year, and that's why today you can see them, all of them go direct to what they learn in the classroom to apply to that. So some student, if you don't embed it in the class, like many students, come from different background of family. Some of them very poor family. They're not able to even don't have food to eat. I remember, I always remember for myself, when I'm in the class, it's a tough life for me. In fact, I don't have food to eat. I have to survive myself. I quiet myself. That's why I don't have many friends in the university, because I have no money to spend with my friends. So what can I do? That's what my reality. So then I have to keep, myself low profile compared to other my friends. Maybe they are okay, but again, that's not the point. The point is when inside the class, I looking around everybody, and that's why the student reaction I always observe why they are there, why they so even at the university level, some students very quiet. Like that. So myself, actually, my role is actually go to them and talk to them, and I always be good friend with them. I will try to be friend with them. I try to help them as much as I can, and then I always open my door. Please come to my room anytime, anywhere. Please come and discuss with me. That's my policy until now. In fact, you can see even PhD masters, the student never called me at all. Even PhD student never called me. I call them every day. Ask them, how are you? How's okay? Things going on and that, and they are. That's why I do. I can just leave it there. So there's a lot of pro and contra on that particular, but it's depending what Dr. Tilaga said. Yes, true. They are applied the soft skill. So that means they are bringing back to the classroom and so on. So all this, our nature of the class very important. Are we really engaged or not? We engage, participate now in the classroom, or we are only one way. So I don't say one way is a very successful way of doing things, because it must come through the two-way communication and maybe more interactive for the student. So let student design. That's what I did in my final year project. They design the questions, will guide it with me, and they choose the topic, what they want to present, and I see the success story. And it was evaluated by the industry anyway, not me, and evaluated by my master PhD student. They were quite very happy. I think, Nazar, can you share, as you one of the evaluator for the one of the presentation, can you share how the student performance?
Yeah, it was my first time being the evaluator for the case study assignment. So it was such a great experience, like looking at their interesting topics, and the topic selection was really great. And you wouldn't see a repetitive topic, all different topics of HR, IR. And what was the interesting part was that they were actually aware of what is going on, and they knew, they studied everything before they start presentation, and the presentation was really well done, because everyone knew when it's their turn. Even though it was in a teamwork, it required a teamwork, but everyone actually helped each other and had a great communication among themselves.
Okay, so based on the things, how many marks do you give them based on the presentation?
If I'm not mistaken, based on the rubrics, was out of 10. And I think the lowest I gave was 8, if I'm not mistaken. It was 8, and a majority of them I gave 9 and 10. It was really great and interesting to be a part of that project.
Okay, thanks. So that's how I brought the outsiders, especially industry people, to come evaluate in my teaching, because human resource management, we need some expert, HR expert from outside. That's why Honda, Telecom, even Tan Sri Anwar, and also from India, Miss Rita from Hong Kong. She also joined us. She's the HR director. She's also chairman for ASEAN HRM, and also Mr. Abin from Singapore, and based in Singapore, Jakarta, and they all came to a class and evaluated my student, and that's how I test whether my teaching learning reached the already achieved the objective or not. That's one thing. Another thing, good news I want to like to share here. Every semester, student we do the evaluation on lecturers. Okay, so my marks always like 4.0, something like that. I won't get IS as other lecturers because sometimes I more advise them. If a student everything easy, they are in. But this time round during the COVID, surprisingly, I think you saw the result. It's about 4.7, 4.8. The maximum is a 5. So they evaluated in that level, during the COVID-19. That is a success story. That is I would like to share with all of you here how powerful is hybrid teaching and how engaged. Actually, depending on engagement by our lecturers and students, so they feel something meaningful during the time of teaching and learning. So I can't promise the same thing happen in the classroom. Maybe interaction more, but I can't bring the expert from Hong Kong, from from Singapore and so on. Probably I have to learn how to do IT lah. Maybe we do the video conferencing, whatever. But the feeling is not like online, virtually. We're doing it differently. So that's a thing. But just inform you all, Nazar. So I think 5 years before the COVID-19, I already used online teaching. I already used my own Facebook, my own YouTube, which I already recorded in TV and so on. They put via in online. So my class all is online. I run online 5 years ago. It's about 2014. I already started my online. At that time, we don't know COVID will come or not. So for me, it's quite easy to adapt to the online system because I already started a long time ago. So I prepare in advance before something happened. So same thing I'm telling now. Our student after post-COVID, totally different psychology, different mentality, different mindset, expectation different. So, and the world change now very, very fast. You see, digital world change like quickly, everywhere change now. So demand is everywhere there. So industry put a lot of expectation, and I'm keep on telling all of you, one day there's no university. Dr. Tilaga is I'm not kind of this is true. I'm telling one day there will be no university will exist. Everything will go online, and maybe there will be university. They are differently will appear different. Example, I'll give many times. Example, maybe Harvard, Oxford, Cambridge, MIT. They will join together in the big conglomerate, and they will come to everywhere in the world as a team. They will set up cyber campus in Kuala Lumpur, in Jakarta, in Singapore, in Taipei, in London, everywhere in the world. They will set up the campus. That will happen. And to manage the university, budget is now getting tight, and the university don't get so much money. And students don't like to go and stay campus, quite expensive for them, traveling costs. And now I can see a lot of students don't have accommodation, don't have the money to pay for that. So there will be a lot of changes happen in the next 5-10 years. So professors will be hired by everywhere. I keep on telling one of the big conference organized by biggest university in India. That was 2 years ago. I was telling them there will be recruitment of professors around the world. For example, they can recruit me to teach HRM in Fiji, in Australia, in America, in China, and so on. I can be online like this. I can teach in the late night. Dr. Tilaga can come. So things will happen. And the quality is the same. We already proven. So the student just fly to London just for a few days. I don't need to go to London. I just teach him from there. Then I pay. And I'm not need to go to permanent staff. I can be part-time staff. So, but I need to equip myself. I will equip with my knowledge, my expertise, and I'll be valuable to the industry. So things will happen soon. I don't know what will happen next time. So there'll be no physical university will build up with so much cost. There'll be more virtual university will come out. And the hiring process, firing process will happen next 10 years. So we don't know our future. So the soft skill in us, like lecturers here, and we must and what do you call it, enhance our soft skill so that we are ready for the market. And India is growing in a big, even Tata Corporation, and they are buying all big car automotive industry from European. China is buying Volvo, and you can see that people like growing everywhere. So things will be go very, very fast next 5 years. I'm not sure. And I can appear virtually in everywhere in the world. There'll be a program set up that I can do my lectures. I can appear anywhere in the world. So all this happened. So I already predict happen. 5 years ago, I do my online. After COVID, everybody do online. So things will change. So that's why I said, as a scholar, as a lecturer, we need to equip ourselves. And again, publication is very, very important for you to enhance your knowledge within the. So to do publication, you need a grant. Research grant is actually very difficult to get now. But with our connection, we're able to get, okay, with all the network, with humbleness and so on. Okay, Nazar? So I think I giving an overall picture of what's going to happen next 5-10 years.
Yes, thanks a lot, Prof. And I think I received all the answers to all the questions. So before we end the session, Prof, maybe we can ask the participants if they have any question, they can type in the Q&A section, or you can just unmute yourselves and ask from Prof Bala before we end the first session of today's webinar.
They cannot type. I think the chat box was mute already. I'm not sure.
Oh, in the Q&A section also got, if they want, they can type in there, or
Yeah.
they can just unmute. Yeah.
So any questions? Okay, Aruna.
Professor Dr. Bala, thank you for your excellent presentation. I always tell you that you are a epitome of wisdom and knowledge. You speak a lot of wisdom, and you have a lot of venom in you that I think that the world is yet to experience it. Though you have so much rich experience, but you have a lot to offer the world. Listening to you hit on a lot of sensitive issues and key issues that the universe is yet to experience it, because I listen to you with my mind's eye, and you are looking at the next generation. When you are not there, what will happen? That is one of your fear factors. Listening to you, I see that you have a fear factor of when Professor Dr. Bala is not there, who is taking over from me and making sure that the industrial sector will boom, and the dreams that I have. My question is, what has been your worst experience as an international scholar and as a thesis supervisor in the course of your professional career as at now?
Okay, thanks, Aruna. I try to answer briefly. Okay, the toughest time now in my life, I think, of course, every day is a very challenges for me. Every challenges, and to engage with a student is another challenge after post-COVID. Okay, I can say something to you. Okay, even I face problem with a postgraduate student. You imagine, postgraduate students also have some kind of dilemma, problems. Imagine I give example, Aruna. I got about 23 students doing PhD under me, actively maybe 15. I set a kind of colloquium for them, I booked the things, everything, and asked them to come back. You know how many of them come back? Say no time. and they're all my students. And they all engaged. They want to study. They want to pass. They want to be good in career. I waited until everybody turned up, don't come. And imagine, I'm the professor. Okay? And I arranged for them wonderful colloquium that they're going to present the paper on the morning and afternoon submit the paper for journal. I'm preparing for them. Only turn up only 2. And 2 of them are telling the story of them. Just share with you, Aruna. One of them already finished a doctorate, 62 years old, Dr. Alex. I don't know if he's here or not. He is actually heart patient, heart problem during his submission of the doctorate. He was give up for 1 year. And I told doctor, you can do it. Believe for myself. You can do it, you can pass. And he was a heart patient, terrible patient. And finally, he completed his PhD. And he came to the webinar and attended webinar. Another my student, MBA student, now registered PhD, spinal cord already problem. She cannot sit on the car. She cannot drive, but she take about 5 hours drive from another place to Kuala Lumpur to meet me and discuss with me and everything. So you can teach her. Those students just stay near the place, only 10 kilometers, don't come, giving 1,000 reasons. You imagine what is the world we are now. The supervisor preparing everything. Student don't take opportunity. In fact, the professor make appointment. The student said, no, I have no time for you. That's the setting I've gone through now. And I don't believe what will happen in the future. So all this actually happening now, Runa. You can see the attitude, behavior, even the postgraduate student. Even there's one Dato, we call Dato means the owner of the company is a well-known Dato Anafi. He said, I will come, Prof. He fly over to another place. He also about 6 years. He was very humble person. He was a higher position in the community, in the industry, and also the owner of the company. He was so humble himself. And he come over and meet me. There was a minister also saying, he fly over me. And now I'm Kota Kinabalu. Do you know why I'm Kota Kinabalu, Sabah? There's a director, there's a manager, my master student, fly me over here. And I spend time for 3 days. And I'm working in the same time, I also close working with the industry here to bring something good thing to my university. So he was so busy at the workplace. We are already finishing his master's proposal, defend. He's going to defend his prison next month. Completed. So you can see that who put emphasis in it. So today the world very challenges. I have one student, undergraduate, I'm bringing her to the Prime Minister dinner. Prime Minister dinner, imagine, Aruna. And I already bring to the top 10 in all the industry. And she come back, she resigned. Say, I cannot cope with all these activities. I only want to get A, academic, that's all. I don't involve all this. Imagine how could happen this in future. So these are the scenario I'm telling you, and it's going to happen even more and more severe will come. The student respect will go up, and then, so lecturers here, you must prepare mentally and physically to face all these problems. So in the future, those follow you, they success. So Aruna, that's what my signal to give all our friends here. You must be very, very patient to continue your career as a lecturer. Gone are the days in the past that I show you this morning. This morning I went to the office. Everybody stand up and rush to me. Even the 20 years, that's the Y and Z generation. In fact, that's a challenge I face at the moment, but it's okay. Those good students will succeed in life. Thank you, Aruna.
Thank you. Professor Wala, my last question. Thank you for your explanation. Well explained. I can see the sort of challenges that you face dealing with numerous students from undergraduates, masters, PhD, coupled with your industrial relation responsibilities, job description, international jobs. It's terrible. I just pity you, but I know you're a very strong man, and you take it at a time. My next question is, looking at today's world in the 21st century, soft skills, from your explanation, is a major ingredient for the next generation. We cannot take it for granted. Professor, my question is, should soft skills be earned or demanded for or inculcated? Thank you.
Okay. I very briefly answer your question. Soft skill must be in our heart. Okay. Your heart is very important. Above us, there's Almighty God. Those believe God, they know. Above God actually oversees us. Whatever wrong or right thing you do, God will evaluate you. So if your heart is very clear, your mind is very clear, you know what to do, there's no problem on the soft skill, whether you're good or bad, all depending on yourself. So for me, the religious education is very, very important to bring up you. Once you have that strong, when you go anywhere, in the school, in the workplace, you do the right thing. And finally, who's going to judge actually above us, the Almighty God? He's going to judge you. Whether good or bad, he will judge you. If you're a good person, you can see the values come along the way. And throughout my life, just share with you, I didn't apply any position. Sorry, I'm telling true for my life. I didn't apply for associate professor, even professor, even senior lecturer. I didn't apply. All these come from the invitation by the universities. This is true, I'm telling you. The one thing I do, I work very, very hard. And the management look at me. I do more than beyond the KPI. If you say 2, I'll do 4. Like this year, my KPI already finished. Long time ago, I already completed my KPI. Already preparing my KPI for next year, which I'm going to already prepare, already done. Just inform you, next 2 weeks, one of my editor book will be published in University of Indonesia after Africa. Last time was Zambia. Now, so why all this happened to your life? Because your heart is very clear and clear-minded. And why people invited you there and here? Because you're clear-minded. Today, one of my news out in the Tamil news, because I can speak Tamil, the auditor just called me, Prabala, 1 o'clock. We already had your interview to all the nation in Indian nation, in Malaysia. Apart from that, I also speak English to the English. So not I boast myself. No, I never do that. I always look for myself. And for me, most important, God will repay to you. If you do good, God repay. If you good heart, everything come back to you. Don't worry about yourself. Just do the good things. Clear your heart, success will come to you. I think that's my conclusion I make to you. I think Dr. Pawan, you want to ask any question, Dr. Pawan?
Yeah.
Yes, Doctor.
Yes. First and foremostly, I must thank Dr. Professor Dr. Balakrishnan for such a nice delivery page. What I feel that apart from the good communication, you are good motivated too, and you are a good human being also. If I am allowed to say in short, that's what we have learned certain things from your discourse today. My question from you is this, sir, that while dealing with the soft skills, specifically with the rural folk of non-English speaking areas, don't you feel it's a big challenge when we are talking about grooming them about the soft skills, when the basics are not much more clear? If I just hit in the bit of the problem in certain areas of the rural folk of non-Hindi speaking, non-English speaking areas, your good opinions.
Okay, Doctor, your question is very good, Doctor, and I really admire your question. I think I gone through this in this scenario, in this environment. Doctor, I ask one question, Doctor. You know the Korean cannot speak English very well. You know the Japanese, Doctor, they can't speak at all good English. They cannot communicate. If you go to Latin America, Doctor, I've been there a few times to Latin America, from Argentina to to Brazil and also to Peru and so on. They really can't speak English at all. They're only speaking Spanish. But Doctor, look at them. They are very, very good in terms of writing communication, especially Korean and Japanese. But their product, if you look at the product, worldwide recognized. In fact, Doctor, in India, when people talk about Samsung, am I right, Doctor? LG. Am I right with that? So even I in Malaysia, I say to all of in Malaysian also, language is actually a way of communicating between two-way communication between other parties. But the problem is, doctor, even I can speak good English. I admire. I admitted I'm not good on that language because it's not my mother tongue. If I can speak my own mother tongue, like Malay, Malay is a bahasa Melayu, we call it in Malay. If I can speak good Malay, then what for? That's not. And my own mother tongue, Tamil. So the advantage of me is actually I can speak Tamil very well. So that I can communicate with all people in Tamil. I can communicate well in Malay. I also communicate well in English. So why I say this, actually I found throughout the world, I traveling all over the world, one thing I see that language actually is a main agenda to communication, but it doesn't stop you as English or whatever. If you can English, of course you can go beyond. In fact, I studied from the year 1 until the university, bachelor, all Malay, no English at all. So doctor, when I first landed in Scotland, I did my master's. I have a very hard time. I'm frankly speaking to you. I like blur everything, totally blur. I don't know what happened to my life. Can I survive or not? Then I start to myself, I need to take challenge. And I start communicating with the white people there. And they're all very nice people. And I communicate with all my friends there. I talk to my friend from Greek, from other countries, and I learn from them. And I take challenge. I need to pass this exam. Finally, when I finished my master's, I met my supervisor before I applied. Prof, do you think I can pass? And he said to me, why you worry about yourself? Are you believe yourself or not? Yes, I believe myself. I can say very weak. I'm not English educated from the year 1 to the knee, but I done my best. You go back peacefully. You will pass, and you done well. Exactly, doctor. When I come back, I got a good grade. And the good thing is I published my thesis by top publisher, Peasant Education. It translated into the Malay, also top publisher. And today, I can go anywhere in the world. I can speak to anyone. And I do respect because I went to different continents. I went to the North America, South America, Australia, China, India, and so I learned many things from people. That's why for me, I think universal. There's no differences. Even though I'm Malaysian Indian, I don't care. It's Malaysia. I'm citizen of the world, and people around the world, want to know. And I went to Dubai and so on. So every people is so nice people actually. All people is only one thing, one aim. We want to do good for the community. So, doctor, I I'm admired to India because India putting a lot of emphasis on the Hindi and different languages, but the same English is very important. And in fact, you come to Malaysia, many people start, communicating in English and so on. So for me, language is only two tools to communicate. But the important thing, how to contribute to the country, that's important. So that's part, I think, Doctor, I learned from you, and I learned from India many things. Many things I learned from India, their culture, their respect, how they are respecting. But now today everything changed, Doctor. No more like those days. I think today India also changed with all the modern type. You go everybody is no more. So I can't blame anyone now. So that's what I see in Malaysia also, Doctor. We have multiple race, but we one in the big family. If you look at the Sabah, which I'm not staying now, we got more than 20 ethnic group or people here, but they're all in one big family. So that's it. Okay, thank you.